Hey guys, so as per requests, I'm doing a bold liner and a nude lip. I really love this look, so let's jump right on in. I'm starting off with my Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm. I'm going to go ahead and tap that into my skin, and I'm massaging it until it gets nice and tacky. Then moving right on to foundation, I am going to be using the Morphe stippling brush with the Badescu Rose Water Spray. I'm just going to go ahead and coat the foundation brush a little bit. I want to make sure that when I am buffing my foundation into my skin, it is nice and moist. Then I'm going in with my Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick in Y335, and I'm just smoothing out the product onto my skin. Then going in with a new product on my channel, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit in medium, and I'm picking up that custard and banana shade, and I'm mixing it in order to create the perfect concealer shade. I am only using the concealer portion of this kit. I don't want to cream contour today, but I'm using a foundation brush and just placing it on all the highlighted areas of my skin. I am bringing it up to my eyelids as I will be priming with this product. Moving right along to blending, I am using a beauty sponge to blend it all out. I like the way it gives a nice satin finish, and it's not too streaky because we are not using a brush. Going right in to set the face, I'm going to use the Maybelline FIT ME foundation in 210. I'm just setting my highlighted portion with the lighter powder, and then I'm going to go in with a darker powder for the perimeter of the face. Now going into my brows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. It's in the color Ebony, and I haven't shown how I do my brows mostly on this channel yet with this product, so I can give like a quick little in-depth toot right here. So I'm going in and I'm starting on the upper half of my brow and pushing it backwards. I'm trying to create like my perfect arch. Now you may see that it's a little bit more exaggerated than what my eyebrows are. I like to switch up my brow shape based on the look that I'm doing. So today, since it's going to be a really bold wing, I want to make sure that my brows can back the wing. So I'm putting the product into my eyebrows. I'm not really like placing it so perfectly because I am going to be going with a spoolie to diffuse all the product. It's just going to set the product in place and push it to where it needs to go. So yeah, that's what's happening. A good tip for people who are not really into bold brows, you can always take any leftover product from your foundation brush and put it in between your eyebrows, like buff it in a little bit. It'll make sure that the front portion of your brow is nice and diffused while the back portion is nice and sharp. Going right into my Tartelette in Bloom palette to start on my eyes, I'm going to be picking up the coolest shade in the palette called Charmer. It's just a base white, just so that we can have some powder on our skin before we go in blending with other eyeshadows. And I'm just taking a Sephora packing brush and placing that on my lid. Moving right up to the crease, we're going to be using Smarty Pants, and I'm just diffusing this with an E23 brush by Morphe. You want to make sure to get most of the product onto the transition, but bring it down towards the lid. And then to deepen up that crease, we're going to go ahead and use the color Jet Setter. It's more like a cool tone taupey brown. And then I'm going to be using a small packing brush by Morphe, and I'm just going to use Charmer again to try and brighten up the lid. I want to make sure that there's a nice contrast from the crease shade to the lid. This is a neutral look on the lid since our liner will be really bold, but I just want to make sure that there's something on there so it doesn't look like it's just naked skin and then liner. Now for the featured product of this tutorial. I didn't show it to you guys on screen, but this is the Sephora, I believe it's called, oh yes, the eyeliner. It's just called the Long Lasting Eyeliner, and it's in Fancy Blue. It's obviously like a royal blue. I'm going ahead and starting my wing for my outer V corner of my eye, and I'm just pushing it in as I would any other bold wing. I'm paying more attention to the outside than the inside because I want to make sure that this liner is nice and winged and sharp at the end. Now, quick review on this product. I'm not in love with the applicator. It's like, I feel like it's almost like a sponge, or it's comparable to the one from Kat Von D, and I noticed that the product wasn't stiff. It was very liquidy, but the applicator makes it a little bit stiff and more drying. Now, this can be good for most products, as you do want your liner to dry so you get no transfer, but for me it was a little bit harder to apply my wing. I prefer more of a brush applicator than this like little felt tip sponge application. Nonetheless, we're going to apply our wing. I really love the way this wing came out, and so I did my other one off camera. I'm moving on to lashes. We are going to be putting on fake lashes, but I'm coating my eyelashes with mascara. I'm using the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. I do not love this mascara for like volume or intensity, but it is good at applying product evenly, so that's what you want when you're going to be applying false lashes. Now moving on to false lashes, I'm going to be using these drugstore lashes by Jessies Girl. I've already cut them to my perfect eye shape, so I don't have to deal with that. They were a little bit long to begin with, and I'm using their accompanying glue to place them on. I'm placing the product onto the lash itself, and then I'm going to wait about 30 seconds to a minute for each lash to make sure that they are tacky enough to place. One of the most common mistakes that people make when placing lashes is that they place them on way before the glue has settled, so that leaves room for it to move around and not stick. So you kind of want to like play around with it a little bit. I blow on it, I move it around with my hand, just make sure it's nice and tacky before you place them, and then I use a tweezer to place them onto my lid. I have extremely long nails right now, so I can't actually like hold them, touch them, and place them where I want to. But a good rule of thumb is to look directly into the mirror that you are using, or whatever you're using to put on your makeup, and you place the eyelash from up to down. So I'm placing them on top of my lid, pushing them down on top of my lashes. This way they are sitting nicely. You can always like move them around, but they're at your skin entirely and they're not hanging out on top of your lash. As you can see, I'm just pushing them together to kind of marry the lashes with my tweezer, and then I'm done. Now for powder contour, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit in light to medium. I'm going in, I believe that is called Havana, and I'm just going to be warming up the perimeter of my face just to make sure that when I do put my contour, it's not too stark. Quick moment to fix the hair as it was electric. Now I'm going in with my tapered blush brush, and I'm using the middle shade. I believe that is called Java, and it's a nice cool tone brown to contour the face with. I'm not doing a crazy contour today, as I said. I just want to make sure that there's some definition and dimension to my skin. Now for the nose contour, I use the same shade for my cheeks as for my nose because it's nice and cool and it mimics the natural shadows of your face. And I'm going to be using my favorite Morphe brush of all time, and I'm just going to quickly contour my nose. I noticed with this product that a lot came off with just a little bit of product. So afterwards, I am going to be taking my setting brush that I did with my under eye, and I'm just going to go ahead and go over that product so it's a little bit more diffused. And while we're at it, why not keep setting the face? Going in with my Morphe fan brush and a little bit more of the rosewater spray, I'm going to go ahead and pick up that highlight shade that comes in the contour palette. It's kind of like silver pink. It's nice and neutral for this look. It's not too warm, and I'm just going to be popping that onto the places where I want to be highlighted. Going into my favorite lip combination, it's the NYX lip liner in neutral and Kat Von D liquid lipstick in bow and arrow. I'm just going to place that onto my lips. A good tip when picking out neutral liners is to make sure that it's a little bit darker than your actual skin tone so it doesn't appear really chalky and almost white. So that's the finished look. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I did love it so much. I actually wore it out. I hope you guys enjoy this, and please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.